Hola clase, me llamo Carmen, and today I am going to be talking to you about the difference between por and para and when to use them in sentences in Spanish. Por and para are both translated as for, but they are not interchangeable. There will be some sentences in Spanish where you will use por, and there will be some sentences in Spanish where you will use para. This is a topic that is very important in Spanish. You will see it in this Spanish class as well as other Spanish classes that you take in the future. Okay. Now I would like to talk to you about the different uses of para. You will use para for the destination, toward, in the direction of, deadline or a specific time in the future, by, for, goal, in order to, for purpose, for, used for, recipient, for, comparison with others or opinion, for, considering, and employment, for. Uses of por: motion or a general location, along, through, around, by. Duration of an action, for, during, in. Reason or motive for an action, because of, on account of, on behalf of. Object of a search, for, in search of. Means by which, by way of, by means of. Exchange or substitution, for, in exchange for. Unit of measure, per, by. An agent, passive voice, by. I highly suggest that whenever you are looking over these and you are studying para and por, that you memorize when to use para and when to use por. It will help you substantially on Spanish tests that you will take, and also when you are talking to people in Spanish. I found a way that would make it a little bit easier at first if you want to go ahead and try to memorize it this way. Para is perfect. So purpose, effect, recipient, future, point in time, employment, comparison, and toward. So if you can memorize that, perfect. And then everything else is por. So por is everything else. Cause, reason. Length of time. Frequency. On behalf of. In favor of. In exchange for. Through. Along. By. Gratitude. Means of doing something. Now, once you are able to memorize para and por, in the future, once you get acquainted with the material and you start using it often, it'll be like second nature. You will just go through these sentences and you'll know exactly what to use for each sentence. Also, use the infinitive, not the subjunctive, after para if there is no change of subject. An example would be, me despierto a las 6 para llegar temprano. So I wake up at 6 in order to arrive early. The expression para que is followed by the subjunctive. An example would be, ella distribuye panfletos para que mexicanos vayan al concierto. So, she distributes flyers so that Mexicans will come to the concert. Many times it is grammatically correct to use either por or para in a sentence. However, the meaning of each sentence is different. So the sentence can look very, very similar, and you can use por or you can use para. However, the meaning of the sentences will be totally different. So in this example, trabajo por Claudia. He worked in place of Claudia. Trabajo para Claudia. He worked for in the employment of Claudia. Very similar, means totally different things. Okay, so now it's time for you to practice. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds so you can just look over this and see what you know, and then we will go over it. Alright. Número 1. El chico entró por la puerta. In this situation, we will use por because we are talking about a motion or a general location. The boy came through the door. Número 2. La familia sale para Mundo de Disney. The family is leaving for Disney World. We are talking about a destination. They are leaving for Disney. So we will use para. Número 3. Ella compró la comida para la fiesta. So she bought the food for the party. In this situation, we are talking about a purpose. She has a purpose. She is buying the food for the party. So we will use para. Tanya quiere dormir por 2 días. So Tanya wants to sleep for 2 days. We're talking about a duration of an action for 2 days. In this situation, we will use por. Yo puedo correr 9 millas por hora. We are talking about a unit of measure. So I can run 9 miles per hour. In this situation, we will use por for that reason, because we are talking about a unit of measure. If you got all of these correct, muy bien. If not, just continue to practice, and I promise you will eventually get the hang of it. Adios.